Welcome back to part 2 of our second episode of The Housemaid. This episode picks up on chapter 20. And if you don't want to hear about our family or our taco stand podcast tour, go ahead and just jump to minute 16. Thanks for joining. You have been on your tour shaking your goods, interviewing at all the schools.
You're gonna get the wrong impression. It'll be like Elizabeth Zott.
That's what I was thinking, like Elizabeth Zott when what's his face? Walter Pine is like, oh, you gotta like wake him up and you gotta like dance around and you gotta, dazzle him. Do the old razzle dazzle.
I will say, despite how much I didn't like lessons in chemistry, I think about it often as I go to the lab. I went to lab the other day and I was like, oh, I'm a scientist. And then I had lunch break and I had my homemade lunch. I said, I'm a scientist who cooks. And I'm like Elizabeth Zott.
It might be a book that has a better aftertaste.
I think so. The ending was happier than the beginning. So that already is a plus.
Yeah. I agree. Like the further I get away from it, the more I'm like, okay. It wasn't so bad. Maybe I was being a little hard.
Well, it's like after you do something, really difficult and you're like, you almost died, but you didn't. And then afterwards you're like, that wasn't too bad. I could do it again.
I think that's appropriate.
Doesn't mean you should do it again.
I think that book did almost kill us. It almost killed Bookalicious. We didn't know. We didn't know.
I had to have a month-long sabbatical before I could get back to things.
Get back to it. I agree. So what Chrissy was doing, she was actually just interviewing at schools for PhD program. Overall, any interesting takes?
Well, it's super fun because as a PhD student in biology or in science in general, you're kind of just like cheap labor for 5 years. So everyone really wants you to come. Like, we would love to pay you, not a lot, for 5 years. It's actually pretty good stipend. But anyway, so they fly you out to go visit their school and they put you up in a hotel and you get all the nice meals and stuff. So it was super fun. I had a good time. Yeah.
Anything you see the actual PhD students and they're getting gruel and slop and they're in like a dingy little dorm.
Andy, have you seen, you need to watch this. It's like 30 seconds long, but it's the Simpsons grad student. Their take on grad student. Can I send it to you? I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it right now.
Okay.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
It's so funny. This cracks me up so much. Okay, I sent it. You want to share your screen? It's only 40 seconds.
Yeah. I have a clip to swap with you after we're done chatting about this one. I don't know. Oh, share screen. I did the unspeakable on my old computer and I ran an update.
Whoa.
And so now it's the new OS system and this thing is on its last breath.
Oh no. How old's your computer?
It's like 5 years old. But the PCs, I don't think they're not as durable as like a Mac. So it's really like a 10-year-old in Mac life. Okay, here we go. No. That is correct. That is correct.
Funny. Yeah, well, Candy, you were a master's student. How was your grad life? Is it relatable to The Simpsons?
So my grad school life was very different because one, I was going in older than a lot of other people because I didn't go straight from undergrad. And in econ, a lot of people go right through. So that was one thing that made it a little bit different, is that I kind of had work experience and had done things in the world. So it just makes how you view school differently than if you have only ever done school in your life.
Yeah, so it's not your life anymore. That's a job.
Yeah, and people are like, oh my God, like, what if I don't get an A? And I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares what you got in school. So that's one thing. The other big thing is that since I was a little bit older, me and Andrew were already pretty established well, at least Andrew was very established in his career. So he was making like really good money.
That's a
So
perk.
that was a perk. Yeah. So I was very fortunate where it's like I got a small stipend and that was just kind of like
Icing on the cake.
icing on the
Fun
cake.
money.
Exactly. We didn't really need it. So everyone else was very like poor, but I was like balling around, getting my Starbucks every day, getting my nails done, having cute clothes, being rested and energized, going to my nice gym classes, getting plenty of sleep, being in a safe apartment.
Like, I'm just doing this
So
for fun.
yeah, I'm like, I'm just here to learn and have a good time. Yeah. So I didn't have like the fighting around for little crumbs,
Crumbs.
crumbs on the floor. Yeah.
That really does help things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. But you didn't tell me anything interesting about the interviews or anything. You just said they flew you out tonight. They gave you nice hotels. They were like pretending like you're going to live this nice, fancy life.
That's
So, did
right.
you
But
see any of the
grad students,
pores? Yeah.
yeah, slaving away in their labs. They only let us see the ones who are given a break. They said you guys are allowed to come out and, and talk to the perspectives. Pretend like you're happy. No, it was really fun. Everyone seemed really happy. I went to Gainesville and I learned that there are in fact a lot of alligators on campus and you just walk by them. So that was kind of a shock. And they also showed us the nightlife in Gainesville on a Monday night.
Oh,
So we
no.
went to this we went to this like bar place and it was like just all the PhD students there. That's all. That's everybody. So it really packed the place out. So it was a good time.
That's better than I thought it would be because my nightmare is going into a bar and it's full of
Oh,
young college students.
oh yeah. No, apparently there's like a segregation of like undergraduate students go to this place and all the grad students go to this place, which seems to work out well.
Okay. Yeah. It's just because, like, no. At this point, college students to me, they are very quickly getting into the zone of Chick-fil-A ball pit. Like, I
Like
don't,
something you never want to do again.
yeah, like, I don't want to go to an establishment that has a ball pit full of little children in it. Nor do I want to go into a bar that's full of like young college students drinking for the first time legally, causing a ruckus. Like those two groups, I think, have a lot more in common than I would have thought when I was in the respective groups.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Sloppy, falling down all over the place, spilling.
So no, we were the ball pit, if anything.
You were the ball pit. Well,
Yeah.
grad students, you're not in the ball pit anymore. Now you're in like, I don't know what the next group would be.
What do you do after ball pits? Shoot some ladders or something?
I feel like you're in book club territory.
Oh, that's definitely true.
I feel like
Here we
you're in
are.
like the book club. Yeah. I would love to go somewhere where there was a bunch of book clubs. Everyone sitting in their respective groups, having quiet debate,
having an orderly discussion.
orderly discussion, maybe a glass of wine, maybe a little bit of laughter.
Yep, that's about all there is to do in Gainesville. That tracks.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
So is there
place for me?
Is there one school that you're leaning more towards, or you feel like any of them would be good fits?
I don't know. I think for me, any of them could be good fits. I really liked all of them. So now it's just we're doing like a DIY match with Josh's medical residency. So we'll see. We'll see how that works.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll find
So
out. Mhm.
that's what I was going to ask. When do you find out?
Oh, so I'll find out within the next few weeks of like if I got into these schools that I'm interviewing at. But pretty much if you interview, you do get in. So that's really nice.
Mhm.
And then March at the end of February is when Josh ranks his programs. And then that goes to the magical sorting hat of med school residency things. And then March 15th is when we find out where Josh matched, and in turn where I am also going to go. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's really interesting. So yeah, I have no idea. We're trying to figure out how to rank things. That's really hard because the programs that we really like are in the cities that we don't really like. and, and there's some cities that we both really like, but one of us doesn't have an option there, and then it's I don't know. So we'll see, but something will work out. It'll be good.
Yeah, I know. What's probably going to happen is that you're both going to get your third option or something. And that will end up being like the best out of all the choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
Oh
what
my goodness.
happens.
We have exciting news
We
for next
do?
week, Bookalicious.
What is it?
Well, today is January 25th. I don't know when this is going to be published. Who knows?
Is it a year
February.
anniversary?
No.
Oh, I forget when we started this. It was probably like March or something.
Yeah, I think it was March. No, it's not the 1 year anniversary. Something better. All four of us, the four Infinity Stones,
Oh.
we're all coming together, coming to the Mecca, the homeland, to our motherland of Miramar, Florida. And we are going to try to do an in-person pod.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I
I
know.
clearly have not read
And
the material.
I did a short story listen. It's called the
Paper
Paper
something?
Menagerie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Paper Menagerie. Sam sent a link, and this guy, he just reads it to you. And it's like maybe a 90-minute read of him reading it to you. And it's really fabulous.
Oh,
Easy
really?
listen. Yeah, and it's a beautiful story.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Okay.
But we're all going to meet up, and this might be the only time that Jordan's audio will be the same quality as
the three other professional podcasters.
the rest of us. So maybe people will find out that Jordan does have important things to say.
You just haven't been able to hear him.
They haven't been able to hear him. They have no idea. He could be saying anything. Jordan could be giving like PhD level commentary, just drowned out by all of our high quality mics.
It's not what you know, it's what mic do you have?
Exactly.
Wow. Well, that is exciting. I totally forgot about that. Also, can you believe February is next week?
No.
I also totally forgot about that.
No, I can't believe it. And while I'm excited about the pod, I am terrified for my life because while all the Infinity Stones are coming together, they're also bringing all their offspring. And we're all going to be in our parents' 2-bedroom house. I mean, we're staying in hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
We're not sleeping there. No, we're not doing a Chrissy and Josh family cruise vacation. Where Chrissy's sleeping on the roof.
Yeah. It brings you closer. I will say.
That's a closeness I'm not ready for. We're going to be staying in hotels, thank God, but we will be spending our days in the 2-bedroom house with, I think we counted 17 of us total.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. 6, 10, yeah, 17. That's a lot of people.
Yes. And the worst part is that out of that 17, I think is the ratio 50-50 children to adults?
Almost.
It's not good.
Almost. It's 7 to 8. Wait. No. How many of us are there? There's 10. There's 10 adults. 7 to 10.
7 to 10. Okay. It's
Yeah.
getting very close to 50-50
Oh,
though.
shoot.
And I think the ideal threshold is 80-20 or less. Because then that's enough adults to where everyone just spends 30 minutes at a time with the children and everyone has a good time. But now, now we're like one-on-one the whole weekend. So I don't know.
I know. Well, good part about there being a lot of kids, they entertain each other pretty
Not
much.
these kids.
Yeah.
They
They
fight
just
each
love
other.
us so much. I know.
No, that's not it. They just fight and we have to be like the Judge Judy.
That's the worst. That's like Jerry Springer. Like he said, what? Joey would come out of the audience with a chair.
Oh my God, she
Yeah.
would. She would. She'd come out with a metal chair and start beating people. Well, you should be more afraid than me because the children don't really know me, and the ones that do know me are afraid of me as they should be. So I'm in the clear.
I know. I'll get brought in. I say yes to everything.
I know.
They know me. They
All
know
right.
I'm weak.
That's it. All right. Are we getting into it?
I think so. Well, okay, one last note. We could have them listen to Bookalicious as their entertainment.
Or their punishment?
You're like, you want to hang out with us? Okay, this is Bookalicious, a podcast where two sisters chat about books we're reading. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Candace. All right, 21?
Or I think so.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
Alrighty. So a few chapters ago, when Enzo came in, he was coming in to help deliver a package. So this package is still unopened on the table, and Millie's like, oh man, I wonder what's in here. And then Andrew comes in and starts opening it, and he tells her somehow that comes up what's inside the box. It's from Nina's parents, and it's baby items. And so they were very excited that they were going to try to have a kid, but of course Andrew sees this and gets really sad because now they can't have kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so now there's a tender moment between Millie and Andrew where she's like, I'm so sorry for all this. If you ever want to talk about anything, just want to let you know that I'm here. And throughout the chapter, Millie has mentioned how good Andrew smells and how good he looks. And then at the end of the chapter, Andrew jumps up from the table and darts out of the room, but just before he disappears up the stairs, he gives me one last long, lingering look.
Yep. So we are setting up the affair.
We sure
Spoiler
are.
alert.
We all
Although
saw
at this
coming.
point, yeah.
Of course. I know.
So one thing to make a correction is that it wasn't Nina's parents who sent the box. It was Andrew's parents. And we find out that Nina's parents are gone since she was young.
Right. And Millie has a kind of, I don't want to say judgmental, I don't know if that's the right word, but her immediate thought after hearing that Nina's parents were gone is Nina tried to kill herself, tried to kill her own daughter. Now it turns out she has also left a couple of dead parents in her wake. I just hope the maid isn't next. Which I think is reasonable to think that I hope I'm not next. But also, I'm like, I don't think she killed her parents.
No, I don't think she killed her parents either.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy logic, but maybe that's what happens when you're in jail for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. Things, maybe you're not, I don't know. I think so. To me, the note about Nina's parents is important because I feel like Andrew is looking for women who do not have strong ties places so that they're like stuck.
I think you're right.
So I think that's why he liked Millie's resume of her being a convict.
Wait, so do you think Andrew actually, he did look at her resume?
I'm sure he did. I think he picked her. And he told Nina to pick her.
I don't know because we find out something later in this section that he's surprised by. You remember that? Do you want me to bring it up now?
Yeah. What is it?
Okay, so spoiler, they have an affair in the next few chapters, Millie and Andrew. And
Yes.
then Nina, of course, finds out about this secretly. She doesn't say anything. But then one morning at dinner or one morning at breakfast or something, Nina says like, "Oh, Millie, how is it when you were in jail for a decade?" And Andrew's like, "Oh." He seems very surprised by this. And maybe he's acting, but it does seem like the
Oh,
relationship changes after that. So it seems like he didn't know that.
that might
But
be
we did
true.
have a theory. We did have a theory last time that Nina specifically chose Millie because she was in prison and doesn't have ties to anyone. So she's in a corner now. But that would mean that Nina wants Millie to be there, and we haven't figured out why.
Yeah. That's why I kind of feel like maybe Andrew is like he's like the puppeteer in the background there. Maybe, I don't know how.
Yeah,
We'll sit on it.
to be determined. Yeah.
But
All
Millie is
right.
definitely pulling Papa Biden, sniffing people on their heads.
Yeah, she loves smelling Andrew. He smells very good.
Hmm. Yeah. I didn't have any notes there, though.
Yeah, that was it.
Hmm.
Oh, well, we do have some more cracks of like Millie has a thought. Part of me wonders why he would even want to have a child with Nina, especially after what she almost did to Cecilia. How could he trust her with a baby after she did something like that? So we're kind of seeing the building blocks of
Hmm.
Millie again, thinking like, I would be better off with Andrew. Nina is not a good fit for him.
And then Andrew says, I loved Nina. And then he's like,
Oh.
love her. And Millie takes that as like a Freudian slip. I take it as a manipulation.
Yeah, he meant to say that.
I think so. So, chapter 22, we see that Millie is definitely going to have an affair with Andrew as soon as she can, because even though she's like, I can't deny that I have feelings for him and she has a serious crush, she's like, you don't keep jobs by sleeping with your married boss. But we know that she's not going to be able to stick to that. And then Millie tells Nina, she's like, oh, I have tickets for you on Sunday night at the plaza. And then Nina is like, I can't have you, I can't come this Sunday. Like, I told you, not for this Sunday, next Sunday or whatever it was. And then Millie's just like, I don't even, she's completely baffled. And Nina gets really mad and she tells Millie that she's going to take the payment for the tickets and the hotel out of her paycheck. So now Millie has become a slave for the
Yeah.
next 3 weeks because her paycheck wouldn't even pay for that stuff. She said it was going to be like 3 or 4 paychecks to cover the cost of that.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, then Andrew comes in and saves the day and says, oh, I'm sure we can find a way to get it refunded. Like, don't worry, I'll figure it out. Let me handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay, to Nina's credit, she is trying to avoid Andrew at all costs. I feel like she is trying, but then Andrew opens the door in the next chapter and she just goes in.
You mean Millie
So,
is trying to avoid?
oh, sorry. Yeah, Millie is. Millie's trying to avoid Andrew.
Yes.
But they live together. Like it's more
Yes.
difficult.
I don't think she's not the aggressor in this case.
No.
Andrew is the one who is making all of the moves. But
Yeah.
Millie has no restraint to say no.
Yeah.
That's basically where Millie's at.
Yeah.
So this part to me was a little unbelievable because I'm like, at this stage of the game, Millie, you got to be better than that. You have to look at Nina's calendar and you need to point to the day. This day, this one. You know what I'm saying?
So you're thinking, I'm still thinking that Nina changes her story all the time. And even if she did that, Nina would still change her story.
I'd be like, send me an email. Can you send me an email? Can you write this down? I'm always
Yeah.
forgetting.
You have proof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just feel like at this stage, I'm like, Millie, while she's being abused, I'm like, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, maybe that could help things if you're like, write it in pen like this day. I bet Nina, though, would say, like, oh, you fabricated that. I didn't write that. you know, like I feel like the same thing would happen, but yeah, Millie isn't really trying to address the issues she's having.
Right.
She
Exactly.
just keeps having the same ones.
Right. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if you're a good employee because now I don't know if it's that Millie's just like mixing it up. I don't know. But I think you're right. I think Nina's just scatterbrained and gaslighting her.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, chapter 23.
Yeah. Okay. Also, she could have asked Andrew, like, hey, these days, maybe like Millie could have asked and confirmed with Andrew.
Well, the part to me that doesn't make sense is that she should have Nina's calendar. She should know that Cece is going on an overnight trip. Like, none of this should be a surprise. Everyone should know this. There should be a
I don't
calendar
think she
where
probably
she's
doesn't keep
going.
a calendar. I think it's all
I would be
verbally
like, I'm going to make a
communicated.
calendar.
Yeah.
I know, but I would just be like, I'm going to make a calendar. I don't know. This to me was just like a little crazy
Yeah.
because it's like summer camp. It's not like something Nina made up. Maybe she told her to pick that day knowing that she had summer camp, but I kind of feel like Millie should also know what the kids' schedule
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I
So,
feel like Nina is so disheveled and unorganized. Like she doesn't have a
mhm.
calendar. Millie just wakes up every day and says, like, okay, what am I doing next?
Yeah, I think
Kind
you're
of
right.
thing. So I don't know if it's even possible for her to have a calendar because no one will tell her anything.
It's
You know?
definitely mess central.
Yeah. All around. Okay, ready for more mess?
Yep. 23.
All right, chapter 23. So Andrew says he's able to refund the tickets. So now Millie doesn't have to work for free anymore. And also Cecilia is going to summer camp, so she'll be out of the house for 2 weeks. So that's awesome all around. Nina is dropping Cece off at summer camp, so she drives away. But then when she drives away, Andrew says, hey, I couldn't get a refund on those tickets. I actually have them. You should go there, go to the show with a friend. And Nina says, thanks, but I don't have a friend. I'll just stay here. And Andrew says, I'll be your friend. And so then they decide to go to the show together, which we all know is a terrible idea.
Yep. And they knew, and Millie knew that too. Millie knew by accepting the tickets, she was kind of accepting all of the following consequences, in my opinion.
A little bit. I mean, okay, so she does try to say no to Andrew. She's like, no, no, I don't want to go. And like in her mind, she's like, what if Nina found out? Like, I can't do that. Then Andrew keeps saying, like, no, I insist. Like, you've never seen a Broadway show. You have to go. And then Millie says, are you sure that's a good idea? And then he like persists. He's like, oh, I know Nina has jealousy issues, but it'll be a lot of fun and you should definitely go. So she decides to go. And then at the end of the chapter, Millie says, we're just going to Manhattan to see a show. We're two adults completely in control. This will be fine. Do you think she's lying to herself there, or do you think she actually thinks it will be fine?
I think I think by accepting the tickets, now I'm not saying by any means that Millie is in the wrong or she's to be blamed for the tryst. This is clearly Andrew pursuing her. I think he set this whole
Yeah.
thing up. But my thought is that by her accepting the tickets and going with this guy that she has had this very intense attraction to, alone, dressed up, this whole thing, she is willing to do whatever the next things are, basically. Like if he
Mm,
offers to, hey, let's stay in a hotel room, she's going to say yes.
yeah.
That was kind
Yeah.
of my take there. Like maybe she wouldn't say, let's go into a hotel room, right?
But she wouldn't say
But she's
no.
not going to say no.
Yeah. I could see that. When I was reading it, I thought more like she doesn't want to do that. She knows it'll be bad.
Yeah.
So if you were to ask now, she would say no.
Yeah.
But of course, as we see later, that's not what happens. Yeah. We do see that she has a, like, sinking feeling in her stomach as she thinks about going to the show with Andrew. She knows something bad will happen. She also had that feeling when she first went to the house. She had a sinking feeling, and she was right about this sinking feeling about the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, so chapter 24, Millie needs to get an outfit because she doesn't have anything that looks nice. And she puts on some of Nina's old clothes, Andrew suggests, and it fits her perfectly.
I don't think Andrew suggests that, but Nina had given her old clothes. So she had a bag of Nina's clothes in her room.
You're right. Andrew didn't suggest that. But she does have her old clothes and it fits her perfectly. And then she comes out and she looks amazing. And they're just going out, having a date, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just another foreshadowing. She's in kind of this really short dress, and Andrew keeps looking at her accoutrement.
What?
I was going to say her coochie coo, but then I said accoutrement.
I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, so
We're bilingual here.
my theory that Nina used to look just like Millie, to me, my supporting line is that her old clothes fit her perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah. But that was my only note there.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
25? Oh, wait. I had a prediction when I was reading this. Is that Nina's going to come back early, and Andrew had this all planned on purpose. Nina's going to come back, see they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew knew that all would happen.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Okay, chapter 25.
Yep.
So they're driving to the show, and it's amazing, and it's so beautiful. And while they're at the show, Millie gets a message from Nina that says, "Don't forget to put out the trash." And Millie goes, "I forgot. Normally she does it. She would have done it earlier in the day, but of course things were different today, so she didn't do it before they left."
Mm-hmm.
But c'est la vie. They need to eat dinner. So they get dinner, and Andrew orders like 3 bottles of wine, and they drink all of it. So they have a great time together, great conversation. Andrew shares some things about Nina, so that's always a good sign of how he can't figure out how his marriage got this way and how he doesn't like his wife. So that's always good.
Yes. Strong building blocks.
Strong building blocks. And then he also says, "We haven't even had sex since the last doctor's visit." Oversharing with your employee.
God.
But of course, we know this is not a normal boss-employee relationship. And so we all know it's going to happen. But anyways, then that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So there's a lot of meat on this bone, in my opinion.
Gosh. All right. What'd you find?
Okay. So first we get foreshadowing that Millie kind of wants to take Nina's place because she sees the reflection of her and Andrew. And she's like, if I'm honest, we look better as a couple than Andrew and Nina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nina saves the playbill in her purse. And I was like, stupid. She says it's risky to save it, but I'm desperate to hold on to the memory.
The
So
stupid thing was not moving it somewhere else after. She left it in her purse. So obvious.
We're finding that Millie does have good work ethic, but she's not very bright.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going on to this poor girl.
I guess that's true. Then the other thing, okay, this is the most important. Millie and Andrew, they're having dinner or whatnot, and he ordered everything, all of the food, which this doesn't always mean it, but stereotypically typically if a guy orders all the food for the lady, that's like the Law and Order SVU, that they're a very controlling person.
Oh, very
Not all the time,
interesting.
but
Okay.
that's the tell. Yeah, that's the tell in like Law and Order that like, oh, he ordered all the stuff for me and like he said, "Oh, I know you're going to love this. I know you're going to like that. I'm going to dress you like this." And it starts
Mm.
off and it's really nice, but then you say, "Oh, you know what? I want to have something else." And then it becomes like, "No, you can only
No.
have what I want you to have."
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So that
He
was a
does make it seem
tell.
very he does make it seem very natural because they're at a French restaurant where the whole menu's in French and he just so happens to be fluent in French. So of course she says, I don't know
Mhm.
what this is. Do you want to order for me? So she invites him to order for her. But of
Yeah.
course it's in a situation where she couldn't order for herself.
hmm Yeah. Okay. The other big part is that while they're talking about stuff, he says, "I hope you like what I ordered. I'm sure you will. You have great taste. I mean, look at your house. Or did Nina pick everything?" Okay, this is important. He says, "No, I own the house, and most of the design was done before we were married, before we met." And then he says, "I was ready to get married. In fact, right before Nina, right before Nina, I was engaged to somebody else. This is victim zero, in my
Mm.
opinion. And
Oh
Nina was the
no.
housemaid." Right before Nina,
Oh.
what does that mean? Is he saying that Nina broke up his engagement? Anyway, all I wanted was to settle down, buy a house, have a few kids. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Nina's definitely victim one.
Mm-hmm.
Last fiance was victim zero.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Also, when he met Nina, she was a single mom working two jobs.
She
One
was
of those
leaving
jobs was being
McIntyre.
Yeah. Loves her kids and never stops.
Yeah. Well, we don't
Oh.
know that to be true. This is what Andrew's telling us. And if
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
If we believe Andrew's the big bad, then
All this could be a
maybe he's
lie.
only giving or half truths or something.
Right. All right. Yeah. So clearly throughout this whole dinner, we know what's going to happen with Millie and Andrew. We don't know why
Yep.
what happened to Andrew's first fiance, but that is an interesting tidbit over there.
Yes. All right,
Next chapter,
26. Yep.
26. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So, of course, they have a great time at dinner. And then they realize, oh my gosh, we drank 3 bottles of wine. We can't drive the hour and a half back home now. And I'm like, I guess we
Oh my
have to get a
God.
hotel. And then she's like, oh, let's get separate ones, I think, right? But then
hmm
I forget exactly. Oh, they do get separate hotel rooms, or they're planning on it. But then on the taxi ride over, he's like, your legs look so nice. And then the taxi driver was probably paid to swerve really hard so that Andrew falls into her or something. And then, of course, they start kissing. And then, of course, they only get one hotel room.
Yes. Yes. So the big thing here is that Nina trash, but now she's not going to be there to take out the trash.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I
Yeah,
think
no.
Andrew probably texted Nina saying, "Hey, can you make sure that the trash gets taken out?"
Andrew
Oh,
texted
did I
Nina
break up?
that? A little bit. You
I
think
think
Andrew texted
so.
Nina?
I think Andrew set this all up, basically. I think Andrew told Nina, "Hey, I know you're going to be out, but make sure that like your chores get done." And so then Nina texts Millie, and then maybe
I don't
that's
know if it
too
works like that.
maybe it's too much.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. I think Andrew does other things to Nina, but I don't think the chores was one of them.
Okay. You're probably right. All
That's my
right.
thought.
I think you're probably right. I'm getting like a little too tinfoil hat. Okay, chapter 20.
Okay, but yes, but right
Oh,
before that, Millie does think we could just get a taxi back home. I guess I would leave their car there. So that is kind of an inconvenience. But clearly this is a terrible idea. Although, I mean, I guess if they're at the house by themselves, I guess it's kind of the
Here's
same,
the
same.
deal. When you're rich like this, you have a driver.
Yeah, that's true. They're not driving themselves.
Like when you're rich like this and you're gonna go get dinner and go do this thing, you have a driver, you
Yeah.
know?
They thought they were just gonna get dinner at like McDonald's or something. Make it quick.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Andrew definitely set all this up to make
Yeah.
sure that it was reasonable for them not to go home. He's definitely, she's
He's the
falling
big
for it,
bad.
hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Your summary?
Chapter 27. All right.
Mhm.
So they do the deed. They have Nina or Millie has a great time. She's already one of my podcasts calls this emotionally masturbating when you're
Oh.
like it's like when you go on one date with a guy and then you start imagining like what your life is going to be and this and you start getting really excited and you start daydreaming and like kind of just living in this fantasy and
Mm-hmm.
like putting this guy on like a pedestal. That's kind of
Okay.
what they call it. And I think
That
it's
is
like a
what Millie
really good
does.
term. That's exactly what she does. So they do the deed and she's like imagining like, maybe he'll leave Nina and, he doesn't care about her and he has the prenup and so he'll get out of it scot-free. And she's just
I can
like,
be pregnant.
yeah, I can get pregnant. I can do all of it. And then they wake up in the morning and that quickly gets dashed. And he's like, I'm sorry, like we shouldn't have done this. He's like, don't say anything to Nina. We're really drunk. He's kind of like implying that there's like regret. He's not emotionally masturbating to the idea of Millie having his kid and being his wife and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, definitely manipulating. Andrew's the big bad.
yeah.
Although he does say,
So that's
okay, so
it.
he does this back and forth where he's like, we can't do this again. You know that, right? And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he goes, well, I wish I'd met you back when, like, before he met Nina. So yeah, he's just playing with her emotions and not a good time.
No, he's very manipulative.
Yeah.
He's very manipulative. I would probably fall
Uh,
for it, to be perfectly honest.
you what?
All right, chapter 28. I said I would probably fall
Yeah.
for it.
I mean, I do see where Millie's coming from. She's in a really rough spot, very vulnerable. Makes sense.
This guy's hot. He's rich. He's nice. He seems perfectly pleasant and all.
Yeah.
I
She doesn't
mean,
know he's evil.
yeah, she doesn't know yet. Chapter 28.
Yes. Okay, so they drive back. They don't really talk very much. Millie has only brought her super cute white dress, and so Andrew keeps looking at her beautiful legs, and he's like, "Ah, just one more look for the road." It's like, oh, that's kind of weird. But anyways,
I know. Ew.
then they come back and they say, "Oh my gosh, we didn't take the trash out." And oh no. And so Andrew's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So Andrew goes and he calls Enzo and he says, Enzo, take out the trash. And Enzo's like, that's not my job. And Andrew's like, you're going to do it. And I think he pays him money. Anyways, so then Enzo ends up taking the trash out to cover for Millie. And Andrew's like, ugh, don't like that. Andrew's like, ugh, don't like that Enzo guy. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
what he does over here. And then, yeah, so they make it home. Seems like the trash is taken care of. And then Millie's last line is Enzo isn't my favorite person either since he rejected me. The way he seems scared to defy Nina, even though he's large enough to crush her with one hand. Does Andrew have any clue how wary Enzo is of his wife? I'm not going to be the one to tell him. So there might be something more with Enzo going on too.
this is why I feel like Enzo is another reason why he's Papa of Cecilia. Because Andrew does not like him. He hates his stinking guts. But I
Yeah,
think,
that can all make sense.
yeah, but I think, I guess the reason why he keeps him around is because that keeps Nina in line, if my theory is correct.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Like,
that can make
so,
sense.
yeah. But I didn't have anything there. I think you hit it all. I did
I
think it
did.
was,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, I did think it was funny how Andrew's like, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of it. Enzo, get rid of the trash.
It's a real get it done guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I did think, what if Millie gets pregnant? Do you think she's gonna get pregnant?
Ooh, interesting. That would be interesting if she gets pregnant. I want to say no, based on my assumption that Andrew's sterile,
Yeah.
but I could definitely see that happening.
Okay. What are the chances Andrew somehow messed with the fertility specialist things and they actually could have a kid? Probably that's not true because they probably would actually get pregnant
Yeah.
if they could. Okay, never mind.
Unless he's like putting in her little pill cocktail, birth control.
Maybe.
That could also be why
Maybe.
she has the crazy mood swings and the weight
Fake
gain.
gain.
And people think she looks pregnant. Sometimes that can happen.
You know, that could be it. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I could jump on that theory that Andrew's actually making Nina, infertile or something.
Yeah. Well, because when I first got on birth control, the first pill that I took, it was a journey figuring out what worked for me. And one of
Yeah.
the ones that I had like a lot of estrogen. And I think I already produce a lot of estrogen as it is. I don't know if that's true. I just made it up. But the reason why I say this is because I took this pill and I couldn't stop crying.
Oh,
I'd be
really?
talking to people and my eyes would start watering and tears down my face.
Oh my gosh, that
And they're
sounds
like, "Are you
awful.
okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I know this is really uncomfortable for you." I was like, "But I'm okay." The worst part, I'm like, "Everything's okay except for how uncomfortable you feel looking at me cry right now." So, and I definitely have like the mood swings and all of that. So I could see, I don't know. You
Oh, they
mess with
might be onto
people's,
something there.
yeah, you mess with people's hormones and like, I mean, they could become different people sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
okay, chapter 29.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Nina comes back and the trash is gone. And let's see.
Millie just continuously thinks, what does Andrew see in her?
Yeah. Oh. And then Nina's like, "Hey, I called last night and no one was here. And that's like one of your responsibilities." And she called at 11 o'clock. She's like, "But both you and Andrew didn't pick up." But that is an insane responsibility to have if she's not allowed to leave her room at night. And that's
true.
what I
That's
would have said. I would have said, I was in my room like I was supposed to be, and I didn't leave.
Yeah, you told me not to leave.
Yeah, so I just didn't do it. So Nina is kind of like sniffing out that maybe something went on, and Millie is paranoid. So then she does the dumbest thing that I've ever seen someone do. She reaches into her pocket, pulls out her phone, and then messages Andrew's cell phone number. Just a warning, Nina called the house last night. And I was like, she gave you this phone.
It's definitely being tracked.
I'm like, you don't think she's reading all of your text messages? Get out of here. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's really, what do they call it? Screwing the pooch.
I don't know. What does that mean? Maybe they do call it that.
I don't know. I thought it was screwing the pooch. Maybe it's something else. Oh,
Oh no.
screw the pooch. Yeah. To screw the pooch is to make a big or humiliating mistake.
Oh, yeah. Millie does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, she was in jail. She didn't watch all the SVU episodes, all the. She doesn't know what phones are capable of these days.
I guess they wouldn't play Law and Order SVU in prisons.
Probably not.
Here's some ideas, guys.
Reality TV.
Yeah, we're gonna do some case studies.
No. Oh my gosh.
So I didn't have any notes there except that Millie's being a dum-dum.
Yeah, that's my note too.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. Nina has her pale blue eyes, and we had noticed in the cover that it looks like the brown eye is turning blue, but maybe it's a reflection of a screen. I don't know.
I really liked our idea how Millie is usurping Nina's identity.
Yeah.
And she leaves with colored contacts on.
Whoa. I think so. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nina has colored contacts on.
Oh, I bet she does. Yeah.
And maybe they all look like Victim Zero. Maybe that's what Victim Zero looks like.
I bet so.
Maybe Andrew killed Victim Zero, and then he actually really loved her and felt bad about it, and now he's trying to replace her, but it just doesn't work out. Like he's like a weird psycho person, and he accidentally murdered her, and he's like, oh, shoot, I really liked her. So then he gets like another one to replace her.
I don't know if he accidentally murdered her. I think it'd be on purpose.
I say accidental murder, like tongue in cheek, but you know, like in his like psychopathic fits of rage, threw her down the stairs and she died. And he's like, oh, shoot. And then he's like, I need to get another one. So then he gets Nina, but then she's pregnant with Enzo's kid. And then he's like, oh, shoot.
Not the right one.
Not the right one. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. I support that theory. Okay, now we just 30? Have 2 chapters left, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so chapter 30, Cecilia is still gone. Andrew and Millie have been avoiding each other, except when she drops something and Andrew goes to help pick her up and he says, Millie, in a husky whisper. She goes, oh, and her heart's all pitter-patter. But then Nina comes in and they run away from each other. And then they just have normal conversations. And then this is where they're at dinner and Nina brings up casually, Millie, you never got food like this in prison, did you? And then Nina keeps smiling at her and Andrew is gawking at Millie. So that's what made me think that he maybe actually didn't know Millie's background.
Maybe he was like, Millie is going to be the perfect replacement for Victim Zero. And then he found out she was in prison and he's like, oh.
Another fatal flaw.
Another fatal flaw. He's like, I have to start all over.
It's hard finding a
good victim.
Replacement wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now Andrew has no more husky whispers for Millie. He does not want to see her again. Mm-hmm. And Millie goes up to her room and notices that her playbill, which she of course just left in her purse, which was stupid, is like on her desk or something. And she's like, oh my gosh, how did she find it? And the chapter ends with Nina knows everything, and I have just made a dangerous enemy. Mm-hmm. But is she a dangerous enemy of Nina or Andrew? Maybe both.
We don't know. Okay, 31. This is the last one.
Also, I thought on the last page, I'm like, you should just quit now. There is nothing coming for you here.
I know.
Only getting worse.
I know. You need to get out. You need to use that phone, that smartphone Nina got you, and you need to apply to every single job that you can find.
Yeah.
And why doesn't she live with her mom? Do her parents
she hasn't talked
to
her mom. I think they're kind of estranged is the feeling that we've gotten. But I don't know.
That's why I feel like Nina and Millie are so similar. no
Yeah.
connections, some fatal flaw that makes them like unhireable or un not believed by the community. So Millie is in prison and Nina's been in the loony bin.
But they're actually not. So do you think Millie was innocent?
We never go into that.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. I think she was probably framed.
By her parents?
I think by her boyfriend,
Yeah, it would make more sense.
but maybe by her parents. I don't know.
Just like Nina was framed by Andrew for drowning Cecilia.
I know. Um, okay, so now that the mask is off and she's full on villain mode. And so she does what would probably kill me. She sends Millie out to go to the grocery store with a list of specific items. And if there's not that specific item, Millie has to take a picture of the comparable choices. And then Nina will respond in like 15 minutes later with another question. And then she has to wait. And they just keep doing this.
I mean, to Nina, I'd be pretty upset if, what happened between Andrew and Millie happened. Like, it's kind of funny. It's so terrible, though.
So what if Nina is trying to help Millie and she's trying to keep her out of the house for
What
as
do you think
long
is
as
going to happen,
possible?
though?
She doesn't want Andrew to, she's like, "Oh, I know that Andrew, he's in part 2 of his plan."
Maybe. So you think her saying about the prison thing was also a part of that, like keeping Andrew away?
I think maybe.
Okay, so is this a thing where Nina's like, all right, I'm on the chopping block, but I need to find a replacement that's even worse than me. So she found Millie, who ostensibly was better because she was younger and beautiful, but actually was in prison.
You see, I can't figure out Nina's part in all of this because it's like that doesn't feel right. My initial thought is that Nina, she's like, "I'm too far gone, but I can try to help you." But then she also lured her in. So like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, right. What do you think about that theory? That she's saving herself by getting Millie and by making Millie not desirable.
So are you saying that Nina was tasked with finding a replacement?
Yeah.
And so then she tries to find someone who seems reasonable, but she knows won't meet the
Yeah.
bill.
Right.
Oh, that's
A
smart.
fatal flaw worse than her own.
Yeah, I could see that.
That could be something.
I like that. So anyway, so Nina is torturing her with this. And then Millie's getting ready to leave, but Millie gets like stopped by
The security guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's like, "Why are you stopping me?" And he goes, "Please come with me." And then he says that a customer alerted me that you're stealing items from the supermarket. She says, "What? I would never." And then I think they maybe like review the tape or something, or no, they look at her receipt and everything matches up. And then he goes, "All right, I guess you're off the hook this time." Um, and so they had gotten a phone call that she was shoplifting, and she was like, "Who would call them?" Of course,
yeah.
had to be Nina. That's my theory.
Maybe Nina's trying to get her put back in jail. She's like, "You're gonna be safer in jail than here."
Maybe. Well, I don't know. With my last theory, Nina needs Millie to be around, but she needs Millie to not be as good as Nina. So Millie's no good to her in jail. She needs to be at the house.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Although I don't know what would stop Andrew from just firing her if he didn't like Millie as a replacement.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel like it's a little bit of that. Sometimes this can happen when like you're imprisoned, where it's like you're so polluted in your mind and you're so upside down about everything that you kind of follow along with these like crazy plans, but then you try to do things to undermine them in like subtle ways to try to like help people.
Oh, wait. So
Like
what do you
I've
mean?
seen, so like there might be like, let's just say you have like a bunch of people and like they're kidnapped or something. Like with human trafficking. And you might have a kid who was abused for a long time, and then they become part of the con
Oh,
of luring other people into the trap.
okay.
But they know that it's bad and it's horrible. So then sometimes they do things to like maybe try and help the kids get out or something.
Oh. And so you think that's what
Like
Nina
so, like it's kind of like I'm wondering if that's kind of where Nina is, where it's like her behavior is just so like cuckoo because she's so lost
Yeah, I could see that.
that she's doing these things that,
Yeah, that can
yeah.
make that's why she keeps flip-flopping,
Yeah, that's
kind
kind of
of.
like why she's flip-flopping, or kind of like when someone's kidnapped and they're like, why didn't you run away when you had the chance? And it's like you don't do it because you've been beaten into submission for so long that you just
Yeah.
kind of don't run away anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah.
This is interesting though. So I
Interesting.
think we'll probably in 80 pages, what's that, 240?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should read to 240, and then that'll leave us 60 pages for the last one. So this will be a four-parter. That
Oh,
feels pretty good.
wow. Yeah, that
Mhm.
feels great. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, we're almost there. Okay, predictions
I
that we want to
know.
share? Anything new?
I think we've been
What do you
making
think will happen next?
predictions along the way.
Yeah.
Um, I hope we learn a little bit more about Millie's prison time.
I hope so too. Like what landed her in prison?
I hope, yeah, I hope we learn a little bit more about that. I'm thinking she's probably set up. I'm thinking, I don't know. I can't even imagine
It
like what's gonna happen next. I'm just thinking about the end. I think, I don't know. What do you think?
is well, I was gonna ask you, is anyone getting locked in the attic in the next 80 pages?
Oh, Millie is. I bet Nina's gonna put her in there. I think Andrew's gonna like come after her and she's gonna be like, no, stay in there. He's like the boogeyman or something. I don't know.
Oh, so Nina's gonna do that to save her?
Somehow.
Or
I
like
don't
to
know.
protect her? Okay.
I don't know how that
That
makes
could be it.
sense, but she's definitely getting locked in there.
Yeah, I do think Millie's gonna get locked in there. I don't
Or Nina
maybe it'll
gets
be
locked in there.
I think ultimately Nina's gonna get locked in there.
Yeah,
But
maybe he's
Millie
gonna
gets
put her
locked in there
back in there
first.
and she's gonna, yeah, maybe Andrew's gonna be like, I can't put her back in the psych ward. So, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, here's my theory. Nina has hired Millie to be the worst option so that Nina stays safe with Andrew. Andrew won't want
Hmm.
to go for Millie because she's been in jail. So now Nina's safe. Nina then locks Millie in the attic for who knows what reason, maybe to keep Millie safe. I think more so to keep Nina safe, though, for whatever
Hmm.
reason. But then she doesn't realize how smart Millie is. And Millie finds a way to get out of it. And not only that, but locks Nina in the attic and steals her identity. And not only that,
Ooh.
Millie is now the big bad for Andrew and has Andrew under her thumb because she has some dirt on him.
Oh,
That's my
interesting.
thought. Yeah, she
Okay.
knows the dirt that Andrew has killed wife number 0 or
Yeah,
victim
she
0.
figures it out. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I
There's
think
like
that's
some. Oh,
interesting. Oh, go.
I was gonna say there's like a letter in the baseboard of the attic or something from victim 0 or from
Ooh.
Nina, and it's like a
Or
day
from who?
22 or from Nina. It'll be like
Oh,
day
yeah,
22 and
yeah.
imprisonment, and then she's gonna piece it all together.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's my thought.
So what if that's interesting? So yeah, I like that. I like the idea of Millie getting stuck in there and finding a note from Nina, and that's what puts it all together.
I actually do like that idea too. I hadn't thought about that
I
before
like
now.
that. That feels correct. My initial hunch was going to be that Andrew tells Millie, Nina's losing it. I don't want to put her in the loony bin. Let's put her in the attic and let's let her go on ice for a week. And then Millie
Oh.
is going to be like the lady of the house. But then she's
Oh.
going to find out that Andrew's evil. And then I don't know.
Well, I feel like if he's suggesting put his wife in the attic, that's already clue number one. He's evil. He doesn't need to do anything else.
That's true. That's true. I like your idea. I don't know why they're gonna lock Millie in the attic. Oh, maybe they're gonna go on like quote unquote vacation and
Oh.
they're gonna leave and no one's there, and then she's gonna be locked in there or something.
Oh, that's a good idea. I bet you're right.
And maybe
That
Andrew's doing this so that he can deprogram her.
Whoa.
Yeah, because
Whoa.
when you deprogram people, you're supposed to put them in isolation for like a certain amount of time.
Why do you know this?
I know a lot of things. And maybe the word's not deprogram, maybe it's like brainwash them.
Yeah.
But when you
Okay, that makes sense.
that's like step one in brainwash is you want to like isolate them and make them lose their mind so that by the time they come out, they're just so thankful they're not there anymore and they just do whatever you
Yeah.
say.
I think that's a good idea. And they have to be out of the house because I was thinking maybe they're having a fancy dinner party and they're like, Millie, you can't be seen. So they lock her in there.
Yeah.
But people would hear her. So yeah, they need to be out. I think
They
that's a
need to be
great idea.
gone. Yeah, yeah. So maybe Andrew's going to say, me and Nina, we're going to work on our marriage and we're going to go for 2 weeks to Cancun.
Oh, I think you're right.
And then they leave and he does a little bloop, locks the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then she finds the note. Then she realizes everything that's happening. And then by the time he comes back, instead of being like brainwashed, she's made a little
She's
shiv.
plotted.
Yeah. She's cut open the
Oh.
window. She's ready to kill. Yeah.
Do
Take
you
the
think
identity.
Enzo? Okay, so in that 2 week period, Enzo's still cutting flowers. He hasn't seen Millie in 48 hours, and he's like, she's
Mhm.
locked up there. Does he go in and unlock the door and help her?
I think he tries to maybe help her at the last second, and then Andrew sees him and kills him.
Oh my gosh. No, Andrew's out of town. This is when Andrew is in Cancun.
Yeah, yeah. I think Enzo, by the time he figures it out, it's like the
Oh,
day
they're
they're
already
coming
coming
back.
back.
Yeah.
So they stocked up enough food in there for Millie that she doesn't die.
Yeah. Unless it was me, I'd eat it all the first day because I'd be so bored.
We don't have our winter rations.
Yeah, I'd be dead.
Can't control myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there's any possibility Millie and Enzo team up together and are like, we're going to overtake them? The help.
Okay, so what if Enzo and Nina have been together the whole time and Andrew's just been controlling Nina, right? Because it's really Enzo, Nina, and Cecilia. That's actually the real family. But Andrew
Okay.
stole Nina and Cecilia so that he could have his little new wife and daughter.
Oh.
And so then Millie gets locked in there, and then Enzo realizes, and then they all team up, and then they kill Andrew. And then so Nina can get out. She says, you take my identity.
Yeah.
And then
That's pretty
Enzo,
good.
yeah. And then they do a swapsies.
And then Enzo does what? What's a
And
swap?
then Nina
Millie is now
and
Nina.
Millie do a swapsies.
Okay, yeah. Whoa. Okay, so in the prologue, which is really the end of the book,
Mm-hmm.
it's Millie, who's pretending to be Nina on the couch,
We
and
think.
Andrew is up in the attic, dead.
We
That's what
think.
our theory is saying.
Yeah.
Mm. I think that could be good.
That feels
So
really
it's
good.
everyone. Yeah, everyone against Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
What we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good theory.
Oh my God. Okay. I can't wait to read the next part.
I know. Okay, great. So 80 pages, then we meet again.
Yep.
Then we finish.
Let me finish. This book's easy to go through fast because while it's a compelling story,
There's one layer.
there's one layer. Yeah. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of philosophical things unless we're wondering why
No.
Millie is texting on a phone that she knows is being watched.
Yeah, not choices we make. But yeah, all the details are only clues.
Yes.
They are not
So how many more episodes of Lesson in Chemistry do we have? 2? I need
I
to
think
edit
so.
this coming one.
Oh,
And then we
okay.
have the final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm almost done with that one.
Okay. Cool.
We're done.
And then we're done.
You believe it?
Yeah. So we need to pick our next book. We need to pick our target next book because we'll finish this in 2 more.
Right. I'm still on team tomorrow.
Let's do that one. I've heard good things about that one too.
You have? Okay. I think that it sounds really good.
Yeah. Another idea that I was talking to Anna about, our number 1 fan. Hi, Anna.
Oh, Anna.
I know. So great. She really liked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because she didn't have to read the book. And so I was thinking we could throw in like a classic that everyone's read every now and again.
Oh, yeah, I like that idea.
So maybe we could do like a Harry Potter book 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or,
Yeah. We should come up with some books everybody's read. I think that's a good idea.
yeah. And just kind of like hit the highlights. Maybe go in deep, whatever makes sense.
Yeah, pick a few things. Well, we have our short story coming up.
Yeah, I know. That should be interesting.
Yeah, that can be our in-between between Housemaid and next one.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Well, I love you.
I love you, girly.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Bookalicious. If you like this discussion, please rate or subscribe to our channel to help other book lovers find this content as well. If you have any questions or suggestions for future books, we'd love to hear from you at bookalicious.pod@gmail.com. As always, thanks for joining our club.